Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and NPD by somebody that has both. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and do all the socially things scrolling past you on the screen right now. The holidays are upon us, and I thought it would be a good time to sort of go through a few of the things that are sent to testers during these times. The little bits that might make us explode and want to destroy everything and everyone and run away into the hills and live as a hermit forever. There are lots of opportunities for stuff to come up over the next few weeks. So I figured we'd kind of take them in order a little bit. We'll start with present buying. There's a lot of present buying going on, and it's a nightmare. Not only from the point of view of like going shopping. I mean, come on. We're going to shops. There's a pandemic going on. It's sweaty and hot in shops. It's freezing outside of shops. And shops only have what shops have. And the internet is a hell of a lot easier. But even then, there's shortages of so many things. Can you even get the thing you want? And then that brings you to the next problem of how do you feel about not being able to get everything that you want? And maybe it's not because you can't get it because it's not there, but maybe you can't get it. Maybe you just can't afford to get somebody all the things you would like to get them. And that's going to make you feel like crap. This is hitting the NPD hard, right? Because that's a perceived failure. If I can't buy somebody all the presents I want to get them, that's because I suck, right? If I was better, I'd get on and be able to do things and buy all the presents I want to buy, but I don't, I'm not, so I can't. Straight away, it's just depressing. And that's assuming you just got anything put aside for presents, for buying things for other people, because surviving is hard enough, isn't it? Like paying rent, buying food, paying bills, all of that can be really difficult. And then you've got this added pressure of now here's Christmas, buy things for people. And everybody says, oh, don't get me anything. Don't get me anything. There's nothing I need. And we all say that, but you can't do that. And we don't want to do that. We feel bad that we have to even consider that I can't just buy everyone an iPad. And that's before anything else has started. We're buying presents and I'm depressed. I mean, yeah, we all have problems buying presents, the whole what do I get them and all of that. But there's this big pang of failure that comes with it, isn't there? I just want to be able to do nice things, and it brings up all the things that you hate about yourself. And it drags you down that thing, and we wrap ourselves up in our festive blanket of sadness and sit and be miserable because we can't buy everyone an iPad. They'd like one so much. Who doesn't want an iPad as a present? And I'd love to get everyone, but I can't. I can't even get me one. So I'm shit. I don't really feel like that, by the way, right now. I'm just kind of, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not buying everyone iPads though, so if you know me and you're watching this, sorry. Don't get your hopes up. No iPads for anyone this year. See, I told you everyone would like one though. But that's just present buying. Then we come to actually going somewhere, right? Because it's the holidays, it's Christmas. We're going to go visit family. And traveling can be one of life's amazing pleasures, right? In this day and age, it's such a wonderful thing to be able to travel and see things and do things and meet people and all that kind of thing. And if things are going well, it's great, right? Going to places is fun. Getting to them can be hell on earth. Getting to places can be the worst thing you've ever decided to do in your entire life, because now you're doing this at a time when every other human has decided that they need to do this same thing as well. And whatever mode of transport you try to take, it's an absolute nightmare. Roads, people are going to cut you up. People are going to drive too slowly. People are going to do that thing in queues of traffic where they leave a car and a half length between them and the car in front, and you're sat there thinking, move up, move up. We're all waiting in the same queue, but it's longer because you won't move up. Why aren't you moving up? Can I go round you and fit in that space? There's more than enough space to get in there. Why aren't you moving up? And there are so many things that already start making me angry when I'm thinking about them. And I haven't driven anywhere yet. And what if I'm driving to an airport? What if I'm getting on a plane and a plane is cancelled, or a plane is late, or they've lost my luggage, and there's some poor defenseless person there that I'm going to destroy because it's not their fault, but hell, they're the face of the airline, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. We've got to have this planned out. Things probably are going to go wrong. Let's work on that assumption, right? I mean, it's not the biggest fear in the world. Things are going to go wrong while you're traveling. Yeah, okay. Right? So be prepared for things. Right? Prepare your mode of transport. Get to things early. Try and take as much stress out of it as you can. And inevitably, other people are going to get you wound up. But they're not trying to wind you up. It's important to remember that. They don't know you. They've just met you or cut you up in traffic or whatever. They don't have anything to do with you. They're just getting on living their lives in whatever way they're choosing to do that. And you've just encountered them, right? And you can choose how you react to that. If it's somebody, look, if you're at like an airport or something and there's some person you have to deal with, cut them a break, right? Because they didn't delay your plane. They didn't lose your luggage. They didn't do any of these things. They're just the unlucky bastard who's got the job of talking to you about it. And you can choose to make that stressful and angry and upsetting, or you can understand that that person had nothing to do with those things that went wrong for you, and try and understand also that maybe you're not the only person things went wrong for that day, and they've had a day of dealing with people who are just angry at them, and maybe they're angry and they've had enough of it, and maybe their job depends on them not telling you to go fuck yourself, but that's exactly what they're thinking, because why wouldn't they? You're being a dick to them. Let's decide now, before we go anywhere, that whatever happens, no dickishness. We're not going to be horrible to anybody. We're going to be the person that when the thing goes wrong and we have to deal with someone, that they talk about us when they go home. Right? They're going to go home and they're going to be knackered and they're going to have had enough of their day, and their family's going to ask them how it was and they're going to say it was shit. So many people are traveling at Christmas and I just want to sit here and watch the telly and eat those mince pies. Give me a mince pie. And people are shouting at me. There was this one guy who was really nice because we really screwed up. He'd lost his luggage. His plane was everything that could go wrong went wrong with this guy. But at least he was pretty chill about it. Let's be that person. Why not? Give it a go. Let's be the person that doesn't tailgate on the motorway. Because I'm not a policeman and I'm not going to do anything to that person. Right? What am I going to do? Ram them off the fucking road? What am I going to do? Do I need to chase someone so I can give them the finger? It's not going to get me anything. I need to just go around that person. I need to just not have that person be a part of my life anymore. And I can do that a multitude of ways that don't involve them directly. Choose to do that now, because it's going to come up. It's going to come up. Put a podcast on, chill out. If you drive safely, you'll probably get to where you're going, right? And I'd rather that happen than the alternative, which is what's going to happen if I start tailgating people in the middle of winter like an idiot. And then you get where you're going, right? But we're away from home. This is potentially unfamiliar space. Where are you going? Are you staying with family? Are you staying with your family? Or maybe a significant other's family? You might be in a kind of not stressful situation, but not truly relaxed situation for a number of days, right? When you're in an unfamiliar space, when you're at someone else's house, when you're staying with someone else's family, that's only so relaxing, right? You can't really be yourself in those situations. We're a front of ourselves to a certain degree. Everybody is. And I don't think we should necessarily feel bad about that. But it's tiring and it wears you down. And you haven't got any of the things you normally rely on to calm you down. You haven't got your room. You haven't got whatever it is you do. You can't sit and play loud music into yourself for a few hours. There's so many things you can't do when you're away from home. But be prepared for this happening, right? We know, like the idiot cutting us up in traffic on the motorway, this is going to happen. So let's prepare a couple of things. Hopefully the person you're traveling with understands the situation, right? I mean, you need some allowances, but we're going to try and keep it to a minimum. Be prepared for it. Take what you think you'll need that you can take. If you need to listen to music, take some headphones. That's fairly straightforward. I don't think I really need to advise you to do that, but you know what I'm saying. Be prepared for this. Take that favorite blanket if you need to. Just be as comfortable as possible, because these people might be annoying as hell, right? These are family. You don't get to choose them. They're just there. And some of them are a nightmare. And some of us, we think, did this to us in the first place. There's a lot of grudge to be had. There's a lot of potential family falling out. But I've come to look at it like this. I can either get angry and upset. I can blame my family. I can hate them. I can get wound up. I can do all of that. And what that gets me is less time with people that really I love very much and matter a great deal to me. It pushes them away. And me doing it isn't going to change them. It's not going to make my childhood better and perfect. It's not going to make that relative stop saying that dumb thing. It's not going to do that. It's just going to make people angry at you back. And so there's stuff that I have to just say, okay, that happened. I wish it hadn't happened, but it's not happening anymore. And I have to move on, because I'd rather be able to spend time with these people one way or another, even though they drive me crazy. They're my family and I love them and I want to see them and spend time with them. So I'm going to have to let some stuff go, because they're not going to change. This is not just radical acceptance. This is, to a certain extent, unconditional love. And how you feel about that is up to you personally. But I think that not necessarily forgiving stuff or forgetting it, but understanding it allows you to move on and spend time with people in a positive way, and that helps as well. Because there are people in your life who aren't going to be there forever. And one day you might wish you'd spent more time with them, and the only time you can do that is right now. So you might have to let some stuff go. Some people might turn to drink, alcohol, food, other things. These things are a problem. Potentially, aren't they? I mean, look, we have a thing. We have a crutch. I have mine, you have yours. Some of us are unlucky enough to have that thing be alcohol or something immediately damaging like that. And these trying times are sent to try us, right? And what do we do when we're tried? We get shit-faced, or we take something, or we smoke something, or hand me that bowl of sausage rolls. I'm going to eat them all. That kind of thing. My advice with this, look, whatever your thing is, some of them are more immediately harmful than others. And you need to know what is harmful to you and those around you. You need to be careful and keep an eye on yourself and be aware that you are in a situation of heightened tension and stress. That these are potential trigger points for particular behaviors. And I'm of the opinion that these crutches that we have can be somewhat okay in appropriate doses. Right? It's Christmas. People eat and drink. I'm not saying don't eat, don't drink. That's unrealistic. It's not going to happen. And it's a form of, seems like a form of self-punishment and just playing the game on hard mode for no reason. But do you really need to get drunk and tell people exactly what you're thinking? It might help you fall asleep. Look, another big advice, something I've done for years, don't tell anybody this. I will just pretend to be asleep. That is so easy to do. And eventually you just fall asleep. And then you have a nap, which is nice. Because if you can't have a nap at Christmas, when can you have one? Unless somebody wants to play board games constantly and do quizzes all day and that sort of thing. And they're just a nightmare about it because nobody agrees on the rules. And this is a little peek into my life. Overall, this whole experience, this whole period of the year, which I simultaneously love and hate, I'm in a place of hate and wishing I loved it. I want to love it. But there's all these things. There's all these problems that go around. And I have my versions of all of them as you have your versions of yours. They're so annoying. And it ruins this for me. But for me, things are getting better. And it's a process. And you have to be aware of times like this that are difficult, that do have these trigger points. Because, like we've done today, we can plan ahead. We can think about the things that might, and in some cases probably will, go wrong. And we can decide right now how we're going to react when we do that. Because then it's not quite a reaction. It's a response. It's dealing with something. If we know how controlled we can be, it's that response rather than a panicked reaction and explosion potentially. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for today, and I hope you have a great time over the next couple of weeks, whatever you're going to do. And take care. Be careful. Plan ahead. All of that. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.